I would say money, because most students don't have money. I'm right now at like $3 in my bank account. I'm gonna go defer some stuff just so that I can eat. So money, working, school, like just trying to fit everything together. And student athletes, I play hockey, that's a tough one. So that's what I think is the toughest thing facing students.
Actually, two issues. One being parking, and the other one being the tuition increases and the cost of books, etc. So just the overall cost of the education.
What about parking?
With parking, I think with the new arena going in and with the parking garages, I mean, it just gets very, very congested. So I think the school's going to have to do something with, building another parking garage in where the basketball lot is currently, or looking at other alternatives, because right now it's way too crowded. So
I think the biggest issue facing MSU students this coming year probably would be the degradation of student organizations. I think we're having a breakdown in large organizations as well as small organizations, and it's just falling apart, to be honest with you. I think a lack of support from administration, from other student leaders, that kind of thing, it's not what it used to be when I came here. So.
I think parking is a huge issue. Personally, for commuters, I think it's ridiculous how far you have to park away from any place on campus. I mean, it's basically one extreme or the other. There's really no kind of intermediate parking unless it's metered, and not all students have that amount of change on them. So.
Personally, I would say the biggest problem that I have is the fact that we're having a $63 million stadium built, and yet my program is about to get cut, a program that several hundred kids are in. So we're just wondering where the money is going, seeing as how the stadium was built for a reason that's it's not even going to be able to live up to now.
Getting out in 4 years, basically. For my experience, they try and put you on a 5-year track, and obviously we're college students, we don't have a lot of money, and we need to get out as quick as possible to make money instead of paying to get an education.
I would have to think the lack of knowledge about diversity amongst different cultures and people in general. Not just cultures and race, but amongst different groups.
Do you have an example? Or
well, anything that has to do with race, gender, sex, different things of that nature. I guess it's the same thing, gender and sex. But classism as well. Those are different things that people really aren't aware of, don't have much knowledge about it. So,
I would think that is people don't know about the resources that are available on campus. Because I know that the library have a lot of offer, but not a lot of students actually get to use it, and also the career center, and just basically all these things.
Personally, my biggest problem is that I have to live on campus. Yes, I'm a freshman, and I understand they want us to get involved more, but I think my life altogether would be a lot happier. It'd be easier to study if I got my own house, like own apartment off campus.
I think a lot of the issue on campus actually relates to our social lives. There seem to be a lot of church groups, and there seem to be a lot of, there are Greeks, but they're kind of inclusive, and then there are a lot of kids who just want to run around and drink. But for someone like me who doesn't go to church, doesn't drink, and doesn't want to pay a lot of fees to be Greek, there's really nothing to do.
The biggest issue I would think would face Missouri State students is learning how to work together as people. I think that there are a lot of different, I know as Rachel said, there's a lot of different groups, but I think that each person has their own unique ideas and opinions, and learning how to get along as a body of people is important. I think that there's a lot of division on campus among different groups of people, just like as there is in society, and a lot of fighting over different opinions. And I think learning how to work together and collaborate is important.